everyone, I'm Angelina and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. I am super excited. You see I have special hair today and I hope you enjoy it because it may never turn out like this again. I hope so, but whatever. Yes, today is a very special day. We do this one day per year where I give you all of my upcycle ideas in one video. I know many of you, this has been like the first video that you're watching on my channel, so thank you so much for clicking this video. And others who have already subscribed, the past videos like this were the first one that you watched. So I'm so excited to have you here. If you haven't subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. I am going to give you 58 upcycle ideas, clothing upcycle ideas that are going to jumpstart your 2020. I'm hoping and praying that going into 2020, at some point during this year, we are going to be able to get our outside, like our interactive, our person-to-person lives back. So with that in mind, I have 58 ideas that are going to put you out there, set you apart from the next girl, the next guy, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's do it. All right, so we have a bunch of categories like sportswear, jeans, t-shirts, men's dress shirts, pants, just all the trench coats, blazers, just all of the things that we have done this year, and I'm so excited. We're gonna kick it off right with a bang, sportswear. This is some of you guys' favorite videos that I do, and we're gonna kick it off with a series that I did where it was choose your own adventure. So I came out with one video and you could just take your hoodie and decide what you wanted to do with it, and it led you to 4 other tutorials. So the first one up, we're going to start with a no-sew hoodie tutorial. Yes, I took an inspiration of a two-tone hoodie or a two-tone sweatshirt where it was side by side, and I decided to take 2 hoodies and split them up the middle and use grommets and apply the grommets all the way up the front and all the way up the back, lace it together with 2 shoestrings, and yes. I absolutely love this one. Of course, you know, I wouldn't always style it with nothing underneath, but boom. Yes, I absolutely love things that are just multi-dimensional. This is something you can just throw over on top of a t-shirt and go, and it just gives you so much detail. It's just amazing to do, and it's no-sew. All right, so next up is the cutout crop top. For this one, I didn't use a hoodie. I used a polo top that was the consistency, the weight of a hoodie, and I wanted to see if I could make this cutout crop top. Now, the original, of course, is made out of like a spandex, and my body is not set up for the spandex right now, not so much in the midsection. I'm not comfortable with it. I won't say that I couldn't wear it. I absolutely could do whatever I want to do, but I don't feel comfortable with it. And so I was like, well, maybe I could do it with this heavier material and see how I like it. And let me say, I absolutely love it. Not to mention that that little top piece can be taken off and worn on top of other things. Y'all, I love a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 is just 2 times the fun, 2 times the benefit, and I'm super excited whenever it happens. And before we go any further, I know you guys are going to be like, where are these tutorials? Everything, absolutely everything that I'm telling you about, every single upcycle, the tutorial for it, full tutorial, is linked in the description box below. You'll see the little numbers popping up when I'm talking about one. Find the corresponding number in the description box and it will send you straight to that full tutorial. All right, so let's talk about the sweater hoodie. So I used this inspiration, super expensive. I think it was like $265, and I wanted to see if I could do it. Now, curves are complicated and I haven't worked with curves a whole lot in the past, but I wanted to see if I can do it, and it was an adventure. But I came out of it on top because I came out with 2 solutions. This was my final product and I absolutely love it. I think that is a really good like running sweatshirt for in the wintertime, or just to make you look like you're sporty, like you're running and stuff like that. So yes, I absolutely love it. And not to mention, when I was trying to really figure out how to do that curve in a way so that the t-shirt material in between wouldn't be so flimsy, I came up with this navy blue one. I have worn them both a ton already, and I'm super excited to just like keep wearing these throughout the winter. All right, so next up is the cold shoulder color blocked hoodie. So this one came from this inspiration here, and I really just wanted to take the idea of a top and bottom color blocked with the cold shoulder. And so I had these two hoodies. I wanted to keep the graphic of the teal one, and I didn't so much want the graphic of the gray one. And so I cut them right there with that in mind, put them together top and bottom, added some side pieces so that it kind of covered up on the side. I really like how slouchy it is on the side. It's really good for the spring or the fall when it's not so cold, and perfect for the weather here in Houston. All right, so we're still on hoodies. This was one that was super expensive and I wanted to recreate it. It was from a TV show, and here's the inspiration. And I wanted to see if I could recreate it with a hoodie and a flannel shirt. I really like this blue because I felt like it was gonna come out kind of preppy. And so along the way, I finished it. I think that it definitely pairs really well with jeans. You throw it on and run. But the amazing thing about upcycling is sometimes things happen that you didn't expect. So when I was trying it on, I decided to just snap up a few of the buttons on the side, and it turned into a dress. Guys, like I said, 2 for 1. You can't beat it. I absolutely love it. You guys love it whenever I have a 2 for 1, and I never expect it, but I absolutely love when it happens. And this is one of those instances where it happened, and it's amazing. All right, so let's talk about this zipper backless hoodie. I saw this inspiration a couple of times from different stores, but this one particular store, I see them all the time and I absolutely love them. And I was like, I think I can pull that off. And so I decided to throw in some tie-dye with mine. So I tie-dyed it first, and then I cut off the pants to make shorts, and then I added a zipper along the shoulder part down the side to make it unzip. It was 2 zippers to make it unzip. So now it's the zipper backless hoodie. This set is perfect for Houston weather. And if I wanted to go a step further, I could have added zippers to the extra portion that was on the pants and made those pants as well, and it could be worn throughout the winter. So yes, that could have been another 2 for 1. All right, so here's the last hoodie. This was actually the very first hoodie that I did during the year, and it is the corset hoodie. And I was inspired by something from, you know, one of these fast fashion sites. And I really want you guys to know that you see something from fast fashion sites and you're really trying to get away from fast fashion, really try to upcycle it. Just because it's cheap don't mean that you should buy it. I know it's very tempting because the process of upcycling can be difficult. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys have seen my videos. You guys know that I struggle just like everybody else. But if you really are trying to get away from fast fashion, I do my best to give you guys options of things that you can do to make these looks, these styles come to fruition without spending your dollars, your coins on fast fashion. So this is one of those instances. Mine isn't as fitted. I didn't want it as fitted. That's another thing I love about upcycling. You can make it absolutely to suit your style, your personality. That's what this channel is all about. Yes, this definitely is a winner as far as a hoodie is concerned. All right, so we're still in the sportswear category, but let's switch over to some Adidas stuff. So I did this amazing coat out of a puffy vest, and I took some Adidas track pants that snap up on the side and turned them into the sleeves for this coat, and added backpack straps so that you can wear the coat as a backpack whenever you're not wearing it as a coat. You know, it's like sometimes you take your coat off, you don't know what to do with it, you can just wear it as a backpack. And this is an idea I got from the Adidas by Ivy Park collection, from the first collection. I know some of you guys have been trying to get this coat from me ever since you saw it, and I'm gonna try to do some definitely for Blueprint Signature, but I absolutely love this coat. I think it turned out amazing. I wasn't sure how it was gonna turn out, but I think it turned out amazing. I'm so happy to have it. And then with that same collection, I did the Adidas by Ivy Park pants, and I just took some snap up side pants and I turned them into that Beyonce collection with the stripe on the front. I did mine for my size. I'm a size 8. I did mine with 1 pair of pants, and I also in that same tutorial show you guys how to do it for plus size. So I did it for one of my friends. Her name is America, and I did it for her. So I show you how to do it for both my size as well as a plus size, where I used I think 2 pairs of pants to do that. So definitely check out that tutorial because that one is a 2 for as well. All right, so speaking of pants, we are going to go to the pants section. Now I actually only did 3 pairs of pants that are not jeans, and I'm gonna share them with you right now. The first one is these balloon pants. I saw these once again on a site, a clothing site, the ties at the bottom, and so I decided to recreate them. Now, I did mine with linen, and in hindsight, I would have done them with a stiffer material. That being said, I absolutely, definitely love this concept, and that same tutorial will definitely work for you with a stiffer pair of pants. All right, so next up is not pants, but shorts. I took a pair of pants and I wanted to recreate the Jackamus shorts, and this is a no-sew tutorial as well. I did them with hem tape, cut off a pair of high-waisted red pleated pants and made them the length that I feel comfortable with. All right, so next up is the crossover pants. I went thrifting at this amazing little thrift store here in Houston. They do so much good for the community, and I actually have the thrift haul, which I'll also link in the description box below. But each of the pieces, I decided whether I was gonna wear them just how they were, or if I needed to upcycle them in any way or alter them in any way. And these particular pants were too big for me, and so I decided to go back to something I had done in the past on a pair of jeans. Decided, hey, can I do it with dress pants? And absolutely you can. And I was able to make these pants really cool and something that I can wear with a statement tee, and just a bunch of different things, mix and match because they're plaid. All right, so let's talk about blazers and trench coats. I know that many people, they cannot go into a thrift store and just buy a men's blazer and just throw it on. It doesn't work like that. So I wanted to create this specifically for you guys. And so I decided to add a pleated peplum on this blazer. I love how I was able to take the rest of it and make a skirt, and it's like a matching set now. All right, so next up, or the next two we're gonna talk about, is I took some trench coats and I cropped them like I was talking about the year of the crop. So you guys sent me this inspiration, and I took the first one, this light green one, and I made it into a top just like the inspiration. Absolutely love how it turned out, how it can be styled separately from the rest of it. Other trench coat was inspired by a runway show. There was this coat on men's runway that was cut, like cropped up to here. So I decided to make one for myself, and I love how this turned out. I have it on over my cropped blazer that you guys will see in a minute. It looks so cool. But then on top of that, I decided to take what was left over, and for the light green one, I just decided to make a mini skirt, and they look super cool. And with the dark green one, which actually was not so much a trench coat, it was like a trench raincoat, real military trench raincoat, and I took the bottom and decided to make it into a skirt, but then I added straps, which used to be belts. And yes, this is definitely one of those things that could walk a runway, and I'm so excited. I love when things like this just kind of happen out of the exploration of upcycling. All right, so next up is the two-tone blazer. So I really wanted to just shake things up, and so I took a denim jacket and a blazer and decided to mix and match, and I just took half of one and mixed it with the half of the other. I just wanted to see how it would turn out. Like I said, you cannot come up with the amazing if you're not willing to try. One of those things you probably won't wear every day, but it's definitely a statement piece. All right, so let's talk about the crop blazer. I actually did this as a no-sew project. Once again, I used the hem tape, and I showed you guys how to take a regular blazer, and I took it and I made it cropped. No sew, super easy. Yes, I promise, super easy. And then on top of that, I took the rest of it, added a belt to it, added some pleats, and made it into actually my favorite piece of the whole year, the peplum belt. It literally looks good with so many things, and some of you guys have actually made this, and yeah, I love seeing you guys pictures on Instagram and in my Facebook group. And that's another thing, if you guys are interested in sharing your upcycles with me as well as a whole group of positive creatives, then join my Facebook group. The link is in the description box. I absolutely love the group. You guys are just so positive, so creative. I mean, y'all doing y'all thing in that group. So yes, if you're interested in getting help or seeing other people's upcycles as well as showing your upcycles, then definitely join that group. All right, so next up is the cropped puff sleeve trench coat. This is one definitely inspired by the runways that I had been wanting to do, and I'm so glad that I tried it because in my head I couldn't figure it out, but once I started doing it along the way, I did figure it out. If you guys didn't know, I have my own brand, Blueprint Signature, and it is one of the pieces that I do have available on my site, blueprintsignature.com. So if you like this jacket, definitely take a look. We have them in both like medium sizes and plus sizes. We sold out out in the like smaller size. With the puffy sleeves, I just think it gives it so much dimension and volume up at the top, and then you can pair it with something kind of slim on the bottom. Amazing. And then we have another thing that is part of my Blueprint signature collection, and it is the denim back blazer. This is actually the first piece that I designed to walk the runway when I did the runway show last fall. It says I'm the Blueprint because we are all the blueprint for our own style, and that's one of the logos for my brand Blueprint signature. And so this blazer just has a denim back and denim cuff sleeves. And you might be saying like, why are you doing tutorials for your own brand? That's because that's the way it works here. Designer fashion should be for everyone, not just the elite. It should be for everyone. So of course I give you guys the tutorials. You can make it for yourself or you can buy it from my store. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's gonna be. All right, so now we are to another one of my favorite things to upcycle, and it's men's dress shirts, because when you go to the thrift store, they're always there. They're there in plenty, and you can get multiple of the same color. So I had these 2 yellow men's dress shirts, and I wanted to make just a dress out of them. Simple, easy peasy, ruffled dress. But a twist on that, and you guys, I already told you I love 2-for-1s. I also went back and took the rest of the top of the one that I took the ruffle off of, added some ruffles on the side of that one, and I made it into a button-up crop top. I do have these in blueprintsignature.com on my store in so many different colors. So yes, this was definitely one of my favorites of the year. Okay, so next up, I had this inspiration that you guys sent me, and I was like, oh, let's see if I can get this done. And it turned out so good. On the tutorial, I show you how to do it, both with the plunging neckline and one that covers up if you choose to do that. But yes, this one is definitely different. One of those things that it was going all over the internet, and I was absolutely able to do it in a DIY. So here's another one. I took a Hawaiian shirt and decided to make it into this ruffle, like 50 million ruffle crop top, and this is so cute. This is such a perfect summer shirt. And later on, when we get to the t-shirt section, you guys will be able to see its companion. In the same video, I did a no-sew one. But let's get through these dress shirts first. So like I said, once again, I was able to take these 2 men's dress shirts, 2 stitches literally, and was able to make this lounge dress. I really love this because it can be worn to bed, it can be worn out, it can be worn sporty, it can be worn with heels. However you want to wear it, that's how it can be worn. And then with the leftover, I made a bra top. Now the bra top was meant to go on top. I really didn't like it on top, but this is how I styled it. So this was one of those make it work moments, and yes, I absolutely love it now. Okay, so the next up is another striped men's dress shirt. Super easy summer top, something that you can do for this summer coming up. All I did was cut off the sleeves and cut off the top, reattach the sleeves on the side, tie it up in the front, and you have a sleeveless blouse. 2 stitches once again, and it turned out so good. All right, so next up, you guys wanted me to do the Fenty corset dress. I use this peach button up, and yeah, I love that you guys send me stuff. I'm like, but I absolutely try it, because especially if multiple of you send it to me, I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, but I don't know if I can do it. But it's one of those things that, yes, you guys push me and it comes out, and I'm so grateful for it. All right, so next up we have one that doesn't fit in any category, so I'm just gonna put it out here by itself. I took a sweater, super simple, and I made it into just a tank top. Just the top, the bottom of the sweater, added some straps from the sweater, and now it's a tank top. All right, so next up, I have 2 ugly dresses. Now, when I say ugly, I don't mean that everybody should think these are ugly. I mean that in general, most people would think these would be ugly in 2020. I know some people get offended when I say that. It's by no means to say that if you like it, that something's wrong with you. That's not what I'm trying to say. And the things that we're wearing right now will be considered ugly, most likely in 2030, 2050, things like that. So I had this dress, and I definitely remember my mom wearing dresses like this. It has the gobblers on the side, some crazy curtain thing coming down in the front, different patterns and textures, but I absolutely love the color of it, and I actually like the texture of it. And so I wanted to try to create this. However, Things don't always turn out the way you plan. This was one of those Tim Gunn make it work moments, and this turned out to be like killer. Like another one of those runway pieces, and I'm so happy that I pushed myself. So that's one of my messages to you guys. If you feel like you just can't do it, just push yourself. Like I say, you know, this was a failure because it failed to do what I intended it to do, but absolutely not a failure because I didn't give up. And so yeah, keep going. These things can be tough. They can be tough, but keep going and see what happens. And if it doesn't even turn out good for that one, it definitely teaches you something for the future that will help you to improve your upcycle skills. So keep going. And the next one was inspired by the Beyonce Black is King video. So of course I saw images from the video and I decided that I love this Kelly Rowland dress and I wanted to create something inspired by that. So I went to the thrift store and I found this ugly, like kind of 80s, 90s prom dress. And it was so funny because it was stitched up in the back like somebody really did not want their daughter to be able to get out of that dress on prom night. But aside from that, we were able to unugly it and just make it into just a corset top and the most amazing balloon sleeves ever. Actually, the reason I ended up on Tamron Hall and a bunch of other shows, people saw this and they love the creativity. So yes, I just want to say thank you guys for being here for stuff like that and boosting those videos, watching those videos, so people like Tamron Hall and other shows can actually see them and see what we're doing over here, helping each person to create their own upcycles right in their own house. All right, so now we're to another one of you guys' favorites, t-shirts. First of all, super simple. You can take your old t-shirts and you can absolutely bleach tie-dye them. This was something that actually this year was my first time trying to tie-dye with bleach. And I really like bleach tie-dye a lot more than I like regular tie-dye. It is my go-to for my tie-dye look right now. And I even took them and cut them up and did other things with them. Like this t-shirt that I turned into a shorts jumpsuit. First of all, I bleached tie-dyed it and made it into this brown black, you know, tie-dye looking thing. And then I cut it and sewed it and tied it so that it is a super cute jumpsuit. Perfect for the Houston summer. And then, much like that hoodie corset that we did, I took a t-shirt and added denim to the bottom in order to make it a denim corset t-shirt. And this one actually has a zipper up the back, so I'll show you how to install that as well in the video. I was doing a series of ruffle crop top videos and I wanted to share how to do it in a no-sew way. And so I came up with this super cute orange one and nobody could believe that it's no-sew. I promise you, I only used scissors for this and it came out super cute. So I decided in another video to try it again and use the style of that ruffle crop top and try to use that same inspiration, and I came up with this one. Out of all the ones that were in that video, you guys liked this one the best. And so yeah, that made me super excited because it was only scissors. Whatever your level of experience, I got you. And speaking of no-sew, we also decided to use some t-shirts in order to make masks. Of course, this was the year of the mask, and my take on it was, well, what can people do if they are in the house, they don't really have a whole lot of sewing skills? And so I have a video of 3 ways to make masks no-sew out of your old t-shirts. All right, so next up, you guys sent me that shoulder pad t-shirt that was the hit of the summer, and I decided to show you guys how to create it both in a sewing way and in a no-sew way, and teach you how to make your own shoulder pads. So yes, y'all get y'all shoulder pad on and do this same method on a bunch of different things, and I know that you're gonna love it. And last up is my I'm the Blueprint puffy sleeve t-shirt. This was another one that walked the runway, and I wanted to show you guys how to make it. Puff sleeves, shoulder pads, anything voluminous on the arm is in right now. And I even took this to the next level and cut out just a white t-shirt and matched it with one of those bleached tie-dye shirts. I like asymmetry. I know not everybody loves it, but I really like it. But of course, you can definitely make it however you like. All right, so let's talk about some of the accessories that will completely turn your 2021 wardrobe around. And if you haven't noticed, silk bags are back in, and they're expensive because some of these scarves are super expensive. But why not go to the thrift store, find yourself some scarves, and learn how to tie them or attach them to wooden handles in a way that makes them into super expensive looking bags. Next up, me and my daughter made bucket hats. She wanted a denim one and I wanted, of course, an Adidas one. And so we did a patchwork denim one for her. Love this one. This one was a single layer. And then for me, I made one that is reversible. So on one side, it was created from Adidas pants, and then the inside has the shearling. And so you can switch it whichever way you want to. And yes, that means it's two hats in one, another twofer. And after you have done a ton of these upcycles throughout the year, you can definitely take your scraps and make either for yourself or as gifts. You can make sleep masks. And for any of you curly girls out there, you know that wearing winter hats can wreak havoc on your hair. And so having this satin line beanie is a must. Absolute must for me. Even if you just have a hat and you want to add satin to it, definitely check out that video. So next up, I use old curtains for this, and I made these up specifically for my needs, and hopefully they're helpful to you. It just lines the table next to the sewing machine, whatever you need next to your sewing machine to keep you organized and to keep these upcycles coming. And then I also made one of those phone holders, or it also can be a paperweight for when you need to hold your fabric flat, but it's super helpful in my sewing room to hold my phone when I'm looking at the instructions or when I'm looking at my inspiration for whatever I'm trying to create. It'll hold the phone and also hold the fabric flat. And then we also took some jeans and turned them into what I'm currently using as my makeup bag. This is another one of those stocking stuffers, something that you can create as gifts, birthday gifts, Christmas gifts for people that you know, that you love. And we also took our scraps and we made some scrunchies. These are things also that can be stocking stuffers, gifts for other people or for yourself. The satin ones are hands down my favorite thing to hold my hair whenever it's not down or braided, because it won't take out my hair. And so these are things I can just take the scraps and pump out real quick and have whenever I need them. All right, so now we are finally going to move on to our jeans. You guys, absolutely, hands down, my jean videos are you guys' favorite, and so of course I always keep it to last. But yes, I'm gonna start off with, we just left accessories, so I'm gonna start off with a couple of denim accessories that we did. At the end of last year, I took my jeans, scrap jeans, and I made this really cool tote bag. The straps on the tote bag are belts. Yes, 2 different belts that kind of coordinate in color, and you can even make it more patchy if you want to. That would definitely look super cool. And we also did this super easy upcycle to some stretchy jeans. You know those jeans that you see in the thrift store with the elastic waist? I just wanted to add this pop of color with them. So I found a yellow zipper that actually was taken off of an old purse. Yellow zipper that I ran down the front of these jeans just to give it that pop of color. So here is another jean upcycle, one of my favorites. But the crazy thing is that I didn't think I was gonna like these. And you guys can see right here, halfway through the project, I was not convinced that this was going to look okay. But I kept going, and I'm so glad I did, because yes, I could wear these open, but I absolutely love these with another, like a fitted top underneath. These are currently one of my favorite pair of jeans, and I'm so happy that I went ahead and did these. All right, so next up is a denim jacket. I won YouTube Next Up in 2019, and it's a program where you have to apply, and they choose some people from a bunch of other people who apply. They fly you out to LA for a YouTube boot camp, and they give you a jacket and have Blueprint DIY on it. But this is an upcycle channel, and I can't just be walking around in a regular old jacket. So I took mine, I bleached tie-dyed the bottom, and then added grommets and chains to it. This is a sick jacket now, and definitely worthy of the Blueprint DIY name. So next up is another thing that I just saw and really wanted to try to recreate. And I'm just like, how can we take just a regular old pair of jeans and add a frill to it? And so that's exactly what we did. All right, so next next up is another inspiration that you guys were sending me, and it was these colorful striped jeans. This is definitely a no-sew project. All it was paint, and these came out so cool. And next up is possibly one of you guys' favorite projects of the year. I used this inspiration of this patchwork denim overall dress, and so I took 4 different pairs of jeans and cut them out. Because I decided to use stretchy denim, I decided to make it fitted, which actually came out pretty well, if I do say so myself. This dress is a killer dress, fitted to the fitted to the T. And I even have younger people that have done this project, so yes, this is absolutely one of you guys' favorites, and I'm so glad it was. All right, so here's another thing that you can do with your old jeans. You can take your old jeans and take them and turn them into a wrap skirt. This one took a little bit more effort to get it fitted around me, but it is just really one big rectangle of fabric folded over at a buttonhole, a couple of buttonholes and some buttons, and you're done. All right, so next up is one of my all-time favorite denim jackets. I used this inspiration here of this detachable sleeve denim jacket, and I wanted to see if I could recreate it. I really like the two-tone of the denim, and so what I did was just cut the jacket up the sides, switch them, reverse them, and put them back together. And this is just definitely one of those things that when you see it, it's just like, I see you. I see what you're doing there. I see you. One of our Facebook members did this jacket, and I really love how hers turned out as well. All right, so next up, we've been talking about two-tone things, and this is another one of those tone-on-tone things where you're taking jeans, and this one has some fringe, and this one is just like kind of rock. It has rock vibes, or at least the inspiration did. Now, when I got into it, I was able to tailor it more towards my own liking, and this is currently another one of my favorite pair of jeans. And last up is the most watched denim tutorial on my channel. It's the one that me and my daughter did, where we took these old overalls and a pair of jeans and we created these denim like butterfly sleeve crop tops. That video was so much fun to make. She's just so silly in front of the camera and definitely has grown a whole lot since then, and I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it so much. So definitely please let me know in the comments which one of these upcycles you are going to try in order to jumpstart your 2021 wardrobe. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. And like I said, all the tutorials are below, and I have a ton of other videos. I have done this video every year for the last 4 years. So I have a video of 40 upcycles, and then a video of 45 upcycles, then a video of 50 upcycles, and this is the 58 upcycles. So this is the 4th video like this. I'll put those in a playlist right here so you guys can see the 50 billion upcycles on this channel. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.